excited that you're on the phone today. I'm excited we're launching this initiative as the National Board of Directors was working through the update of the 2020 strategic plan. Using the results from the environmental scan, it became very evident that there were a lot of initiatives going on at the society bigger picture level that, for whatever reason, weren't being trickled down to the membership. So the board began to think, how can we bridge this gap? How can we create a better connection between what happens at the strategic bigger picture level of the society and what happens at the chapter level? We know that the chapters are super busy running their own chapters, so we wanted to do something that we felt was hopefully fairly easy to implement to bring the bigger picture message to the membership. So in a nutshell, that is the reason we created the Society Liaison role, is to become a better link between what happens at the larger picture society level and the chapters. So today you're going to learn a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Paula. Okay, the role of the Chapter Society Liaison. We're going to walk through, again, this presentation. It's going to be very informative. There's a lot of information, and we will be sharing the presentation with you and also other resources that will have more descriptive information on each one of the benefits and services that SMPS National or the headquarters provides. The purpose of the Society Liaison is to advocate within an SMPS chapter the benefits of the society as well as the activities of the Board of Directors to be the go-to expert on all things SMPS. Okay, the responsibilities. Having a working knowledge of all society benefits. You will have a working knowledge of all goals and activities of the Society Board of Directors and promote and communicate society benefits to the chapter. Spreading the word to your chapter. Of course, there are multiple ways that you can do this. We've just outlined a few here. Writing articles in your chapter's newsletter, fun facts, where you can highlight one benefit at a time or one service. You can spotlight that benefit. Announcements at meetings, possibly before an educational session. You can get up for a few moments and speak to one of the SMPS resources and benefits for members. Also possibly host a roundtable or discussion. Did you know? Making sure that you're engaging with the chapter's membership and that you're participating in these roundtables and discussions. And also, you can also participate possibly in a new member orientation for your chapter. Just making sure that, again, that you know about these events that are happening and that you're working with the programs person for your chapter or president and making sure that you have opportunities to get in front of your chapter's members. Again, these are just a few of the ways, and also making sure that you, from time to time, attend a board meeting for the chapter so that you're sharing this information that you've learned from us with the Board of Directors for your chapter and other volunteers. Okay, so we have created a MySMPS community for the Society Liaisons. Again, if you're not familiar with MySMPS, it is a community where within MySMPS are individual communities and groups. And they're, I'm going to show you really quickly. Let me go back. I'm actually in MySMPS here, and I've logged in. And once you've logged into MySMPS, you go to My Communities. We've already created the Society Liaison community, and all of you are already members of this community. So once you've logged in and you go to your list of communities, mine's a little bit longer here, you should see Chapter Society Liaison. So again, this community, if you're familiar with MySMPS, you're aware that each community has these options here. There's a list of the members. You can post a question or a discussion to all of the society liaisons if you want to share some ways that you're disseminating the information to your chapter's members. You can do that through the discussions tab here. You can post a question to your peers as well as to the staff and the board that participate in this community. There's also a library, and in the library we will be stating there will be the resources and documents that you need to reference that will help you in this role. So you'll be able to see here some of the resources that we've already uploaded for you, the environmental scan, resources for members, and the benefits and services that we're going to talk about today. There's a full description for each in this resource here. So some of these PDFs you'll be able to reference, specifically the SMPS benefit services descriptions. That will give you a full understanding of each benefit. And we'll continue to add resources here for you. We will also have national statistics and dashboards so you're aware of the statistics at the time. We'll be uploading those monthly. And any webinar presentations that we have for the Society Liaisons will be also kept here. So they're recording as well as the presentation itself. So I just wanted to give you a quick preview of this community, and just to make sure you're all aware of it. And if you've logged in and you're unable to get to this community, please let me know, and I'll make sure that you have access. Let me get back to the presentation. Okay, HQ, SMPS HQ will communicate with you throughout the throughout your year. Each month we will send an email to you just highlighting a specific benefit or service, and certainly making sure that you're reaching out and if just sharing information in general as new services and benefits are developed, or any news in particular that we feel that we'd like for you to get out to your chapter's members. We'll certainly be sharing that to you as it happens. But just know each month you'll receive an email from us highlighting a specific benefit or service. And we'll also be communicating through the Society Liaison community of MySMPS. Paula, do you want to go ahead and talk about the strategic initiatives of the Society's Board of Directors?
Absolutely. Thanks, Mary. After updating the 2020 strategic plan, the board got together in Tulsa for our retreat, and being able to move the Society forward with the 2020 plan in mind, the results of the environmental scan in mind, we came up with 4 primary initiatives that, as a society board representing the organization at a higher level, wanted to look at the areas of content, research, outreach, and chapter services. For example, in content, are we providing the right kind of information to our members? What new education do we need to be providing, and how should we be providing it? We know we've seen a lot more hiring recently of marketing coordinators. So does that mean we need to roll out a marketing coordinator program? I'm not saying we are. I'm saying that's a what if. That's the kind of thinking that we're doing with that piece right now. Research. How are we providing information and thought leadership to make members more successful? For example, we should be working maybe more hand in hand with the SMPS Foundation. Is something along the lines of the possibility of a real-time salary survey something we can and should do? So again, we're looking at those kinds of things, and you'll be seeing more of those kinds of things come out of the National Board initiatives. Outreach. For many, many years, we've had strong alliances with AIA, AGC, and AGC. And the reason we have those alliances is to raise the credibility of the profession. It's kind of the top-down method, and we do a lot of things with these groups, and we think it's important that our members are aware that we're engaging with firms where our principals and our bosses belong, so you'll be hearing more about those activities. And chapter services. Gosh, it's hard business to run a chapter, and as a society board, we want to look at ways to make that job easier. Maybe it's centralized registration. Maybe it's a centralized calendar. I don't know what that is yet, but certainly making chapter services easier on the chapters is something that we're going to be taking a look at this coming year. So those are 4 main areas where you can look for more information coming out of the Board of Directors in the coming year. And we certainly think that those things are going to be important for the membership to know.
Great. Thank you, Paula. Did you want to go ahead and talk about the society overview?
I would love to do that. You've kind of heard me talk a little bit about chapters and the society. And each chapter has a board. It takes care of its local business and what it does. You know, what is its educational programming it's doing? What are its luncheon programs it's doing? And I think it's important that the members understand that the Society Board look at that from a global perspective. We're looking at the profession of marketing professional services from a 10,000-foot view and what we can do to support 6,000 members, 56 chapters. How do we make folks be more successful in their jobs? And we do that through the National Board of Directors, through 15 staff members at SMPS headquarters. So those are just a few statistics about the society that I think, you know, chapters are hard work, but we don't always remember, I think, that there is a staff and a board of directors that looks at things more holistically and how we can make the profession better. So that's a quick overview.
Great, thank you, Paula. So what we've done here is we have a listing of all the society benefits and services, and we have listed these in alphabetical order. Again, I am going to read through these, and there are documents to go along with this presentation that is in the Chapter Society library, and I will also be emailing these to you following this call along with the webinar recording and the presentation. So we're not going to talk to each one of these in great detail. I'm just going to simply go through the list so that you hear it and you see it and make sure, I'm sure there's going to be some benefits and services you haven't heard of before. So for the ones you're familiar with, that's great, but for those that you're not, you'll want to look into the following resources that we'll send out to you for more detail. So I'm going to run through these, and again, please feel free to type in any questions, and we'll try to get to those at the end of the webinar. To start, the AEC Buyer's Guide. Again, that is an online search tool to identify, research, and connect with AEC companies. The link to this is on the home page of the SMPS website. We have awards and recognition programs, awards. We have Blueprints, which is a guides for marketing and business development departments in the AEC industry. And that Blueprints, if you haven't taken a look at it yourself, it is saved in the Marketing Resource Center of MYSMPS. Build Business, the SMPS Annual Conference, Business Development Workshops, the basics of business development in the AEC industry, the Career Center, obviously the Certified Professional Services Marketer Program, becoming certified as a CPSM, chapter membership, in-house training, the Marketer, which is, of course, our award-winning bi-monthly journal. The Marketing Resource Center, again, if you haven't visited that, as a Society Liaison, I highly suggest you going into the MySMPS community. One of the top toolbar, from the toolbar, you'll get to the Marketing Resource Center, and there's thousands of resources for our members saved there that can help you with in your careers. The Membership Directory, Member Rewards Programs, Achieve Links, of course, MySMPS, the Professional Development Programs, Publications, the SMPS Connections, which is our electronic newsletter, SMPS Foundation, the SMPS University Leadership Advancement Program, SMPSU, or better known as SMPSU, social networking. Of course, we have all of the social networking opportunities as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We have volunteer opportunities, webinars that are hosted nationally here, and discounts from partners. Again, I want to make sure you're aware there are documents. We will give you a lot more information on each one of those benefits and continue to share updates on those benefits and how additional information that might go along with it. We'll share articles, marketer articles that you can highlight at one of your meetings. SMPS National Staff, just making sure that you're aware of the staff, who we are. We are here for you. Certainly, when we break out each one of those benefits and services for you, we'll be sending that document. Each benefit will be directly linked to one of our departments, so someone within it, you'll know exactly who to contact to ask about more information on that specific benefit or service. So we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Okay, so we have reached the end of the presentation. If there's any, Natalie, if there's any questions that you have now, we're happy to answer. I can unmute all of the staff most of the staff, I should say, is on this is on the webinar. So if there's something specific, I can address it to the appropriate staff person. Okay, I'm taking a look myself.
Waiting on questions to come in.
Go ahead.
This is Paula. I'm going to challenge you that are on the phone to find something, one of the benefits that we've talked about in the webinar here. Maybe it's the new MySMPS, maybe it's blueprints, but we're all having chapter events with the new year starting off. Our newsletters are getting started again. Our chapter meetings, our educational programs. I would challenge you to pick one of the member benefits, and maybe it's something current like the new MySMPS, and do a quick little newsletter blurb in your chapter newsletter. Talk about it briefly at your chapter meeting. Wear a button at your chapter meeting that says, ask me about the new MySMPS. So I'm challenging you within the next month to find that one thing that you want to promote, that you heard through this webinar, that you think your chapter members need to know more about, and start spreading the word. So we're going to let you take some initiative with that versus us telling you what to do, because you know your members best. So that's my challenge to you, is within the next month, find something that you think your chapter members need to know more about, and start spreading the word.
Great, Paula. Thank you. I do see a question here from Kim. Is there a way that we can also communicate with other chapters, maybe get a list of liaisons? I will save a roster of the chapter society liaisons in the community. I can send that out to you as well so that you can connect with each other. And the MySMPS community is really going to serve as that platform for you to share ideas through the discussions. And all of those threads will be saved in the library or in the discussions area, so that you can always go back and see responses to questions you've posted or maybe ideas that you're sharing. And I also see a question from LaTanya. Can you send us some MySMPS information? I will certainly do that, and I'll place it in your library as well. We will, we're doing a pre-recorded session overview of MySMPS that will be coming out soon to the chapter volunteers, all the leaders, so that you can share that. It's a just-in-time learning opportunity, so you can share it at your new member orientations. You can review it with your board of directors. It'll be a pre-recorded session, but certainly following that, I'm happy to answer any questions, as well as Mark Della Pietra. We're here for you with any questions you have about MySMPS. And also on the home page of MySMPS, towards the bottom, under About, there is a MySMPS User's Guide, which is very helpful. You may want to print that out and keep it on file as well, and we'll also put that in your library. So you have all of these resources available to you. One of the last questions that we have here, which I've gotten often, is can you describe the difference between a chapter champion and a society liaison? And I'm happy to do that. Chapter champion is a fellow. That is specifically a fellow in your region, in your area, that is there to help you, to be a support system for you, and can certainly help you in many ways. They can become presenters or advise the board of directors. Paula, you may want to talk a little bit about chapter champions and the difference, but a chapter champion is specifically a fellow that is there to support the chapter. It's really to engage the fellows a little more and to utilize their support. And also the society liaison is someone that the chapter has assigned, has chosen to be the person that's going to work with us and that's going to learn about these benefits and services and be able to share them with your chapter's members.
That's a good description, Mary. The chapter champion is a fellow, and it's a resource that the chapters can use, whether it's strategic planning, whether it's to make a chapter presentation, whether it's to come in and do some board volunteer training. So the chapter champion, in a sense, is a more global resource for the chapters, whereas the society liaison is more of a bridge between what's happening at the society level and bringing that back to the chapter level, and certainly vice versa. If there are things that the chapters are experiencing that we need to know about as a society board, you know, that can be a role as well. But I think we saw a lot of occasions where it seemed like we needed better boots on the ground, if you will, for things that were going on at a society level that needed to be brought down to the members in general. So the chapter champion is more of a strategic chapter resource, and the society liaison is more of a bridge or a connector to society benefits and what's happening at the society at a bigger level that members will benefit from. Is that clear? Hopefully.
It sure is. Thank you, Paula. It seems like we've answered all the questions that were posted here. Again, we are going to be available. We have various staff members that are members of the Society Liaison community. Paula is also a member, and other board members. So whenever you post questions through the community, you can certainly contact me directly. Again, my name is Mary Cruz. I'm the Director of Chapter Services with SMPS. If I didn't say that at the beginning of this webinar, I apologize. But certainly you can reach out to me directly with any questions you have related to this position, as well as through the society community, the Society Liaison community. We will be communicating regularly with you. But to start off, as Paula mentioned, you may just want to get into the library, take a good look at the presentation and a lot of the resources and documents that we've saved there for you. And once you've had a chance to soak it in, certainly give us a call with any questions that you have. But we certainly want to thank you all for your time. Thank you again for your commitment and for your willingness to share for us through the society all of the benefits and services that are available to the members. So Paula, unless you have anything else to add, we're going to finish up pretty early.
I don't, other than, stay tuned. I may be calling you to see what you guys are up to, seeing how I can help. So, yeah. It's all good. I'm looking forward to having this stronger connection between the bigger picture of the society and the members as a whole. So it's good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for your time. And again, I apologize for the earlier audio problems. I'm not quite sure what happened, but we'll definitely troubleshoot that so it does not happen in the future. But thank you so much for your patience, and we all look forward to working with you. Thank you.